Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I've got David Potter, CEO of Curu, on the show with us. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
There's a huge problem out there in the world that you're solving. First, let's state the problem, and then I want to understand, and our audience to understand, how you and Curu solve this big issue with what you're doing with your company.
Yes, definitely. So the problem that we're attacking is that there is a huge issue of people being financially literate, but even more than that, when you look at credit and credit scores, people accessing lines of credit and being able to build and achieve high credit scores or prime credit scores, people are extremely crippled. To point towards a few data points in the United States, when you look at students, you have over 50% of students that end up getting rejected when applying for their first line of credit. You have over 2/3 of millennials financially illiterate when it comes to credit, and you have over 30 million millennials with a subprime credit score. Overall, you see this financial disaster. And now in the United States, the average age of opening up someone's first credit card or credit line has changed from 18 years old to 22 years old, meaning people are now starting to begin to build credit when they're already looking to live in a new city, get a new car when they have graduated, which means you're starting to build credit when you already need it. By every rule in the book, this is a financial disaster. And this is actually a very similar story that me and my co-founder went through. Me and my co-founder, Abb Kapoor, we met as randomly assigned freshman year roommates at the University of Maryland in College Park. I was studying finance and Abb was studying computational finance. And we got together like best friends and immediately hit it off. So the next year, we were looking at living together again, but this time in an off-campus apartment. And this ultimately is where we ended up facing our first pain point when it came to credit. We both applied and ended up getting rejected. Now, this wasn't because we didn't have enough money to cover it. As a matter of fact, Abb and his parents had plenty of money to cover the lease and the housing costs. And I had a full ride scholarship from Bill Gates. So the full ride scholarship would have been fully covered the entire housing. But solely because we didn't have an established credit score, we were not able to get housing. So this was the first pain point and problem that we faced with credit. So we did initially what came natural, and we were like, okay, we have to start building our own credit scores. So we started learning more about credit, and within 6 months, we were able to establish our credit scores and get approved for housing. But from there, our passion or obsession didn't stop. We ended up learning more about credit. We earned certifications in credit counseling, and then we started helping our friends, family, and peers when it came towards credit. And what we noticed was that this was a much larger problem than one that just faced Abb or myself about not knowing about credit or knowing how to properly build their credit scores. So ultimately, we created a tech solution for this, which became Curu. So Curu, which stands for Credit Guru, is an app that automates credit building. So unlike some companies such as Credit Karma, which allow you to purely see your credit score, Curu looks to automate the improvement of your credit score by allowing you to take the action and the simple touch of a button to see your credit score improve on actions such as payments, credit freezes, credit disputes, ultimately a whole package of features designed to maximize your credit score.
Now, your Curu is launched now, right?
Yes, so we're live on all devices in the United States, native on iOS devices, and accessible on all other devices through our web platform. And in terms of the Canadian market, right now we're looking at extending towards the Canadian market, which has a nearly identical credit system, just a few things in our algorithm that we would tinker around.
So I understand that you recently obtained some funding, small pieces in a larger fund. Tell me about the deployment of the capital. What are you going to do with the money? What's going to happen next for Curu?
Yes, so we went live about 5 months ago. We had a late May launch, and it's been great. People have really been picking up on the value proposition of Curu, of that automated credit building experience. We've been getting users signing up for their first credit cards through Curu, and we've been getting great testimonials and success stories. So what we're doing right now is building off that next stage of Curu, where there's a more robust layers of automation. The automation layers are more seamless through Curu, and I'll get a little bit more into what those features are in just a second. And also expanding on our platforms. So as I mentioned, right now we are native on iOS devices, and we want to make sure as we're a first mover in this market that we're really tapping into and dominating the approach of us being the first mover in this market. So in that, we want to make sure that we're accessible on all platforms. So we'll be seeing a native Android expansion soon, as well as where we currently are with our responsive web design and our iOS. Then soon after, we are making the next version of Curu, which will also include a native credit score. Right now, you have to go a layer deeper in order to view your credit score through Curu, but based on our partners, we'll actually be able to hold that information ourselves. And a huge win there is that now the experience that we'll be able to give our users will be able to anticipate and tell them the impact that these actions will have on their credit score. So if we're recommending a smart payment or a credit smart option, very quick, I'll get into what that is, which right now, on your native banking, if you look to pay off, to make a payment, you'll receive three options. You can pay off the maximum, the minimum, or you yourself can choose an arbitrary amount to pay off. We have a credit smart option, which this is an amount that's specific, or a feature that's specific to only Curu. And in this, it recommends the ideal amount for you to pay off, considering what is best for your FICO score and the balances in your debit and credit accounts. So this amount is an amount that you can pay off. It's also the best amount to improve your credit score. So that feature is one that currently we're executing on and continuing to build off of in terms of our payments. And in this evolution, where we also include the credit scores, we can then let you know what the impact of each of these actions will be on your credit scores as we start building the user's credit scores.
Got it. I can see that you're going to dominate this space because of the flexibility of your system and the automation of it. All right, David, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. And that's the plan. I think it's a very flexible solution. It helps people, that are all the way getting out of debt, people that are doing well and looking to maximize, their credit score to get a better interest rate on their mortgage, all the way to people just starting out to get the knowledge and know-how to properly start building their credit.
Brilliant. Brilliant. David, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Mine too. All right, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba.